want to recap what we ended up seeing out of yesterday, and it was mainly a rain event that we saw. Cold rain, soggy Thursday that we saw, and you can see totals that maybe aren't totally accurate on here, but we did get a lot of places that ended up closer to what you're seeing for Fremont and Omaha. That Plattsmouth report's a little suspect. I think we got a little more rain than that there. But it rained pretty much all afternoon into the evening, and we just never really fully changed over to snow. If we would have changed over to snow, we would have been looking at some slushy accumulations. As far as travel is concerned, that definitely helped us out that we didn't see that snow, and we got some much needed moisture out of what we had yesterday. As far as what we have now, there's a look at Henry Dorley Zoo, and we are looking at a pretty calmer day out there today. A little cooler too. We're at 29 degrees. We do have some sunshine in place. Note that wind though, with that breeze that you're seeing, that about 15 miles per hour out of the northwest. That is adding to the chill in the air. If you've been outside, you felt that. Despite that sunshine trying to help, it still feels like the teens. So dress in your winter attire today. It's going to be a day that is not as warm, and unfortunately, we're going to lose that sunshine as the day goes on, too. You can see off to the west where there's cloud cover. That will start to make its way toward us as the rest of the morning goes on. That will be, or the rest of the day goes on. We'll see that cloud cover continue to push in. And yes, that is a little bit of some snow that you're seeing show up off to our south and west. Let me zoom out a little bit further. Notice how that's mainly concentrated into western Kansas. So as we get into the evening hours, this system will gradually pull its way off to the north and east, but it mainly stays to our south. If you're around the Falls City area, Rockport, you could be looking at getting grazed by this system. It's more so going to be a problem for St. Joe and Kansas City. Let me show you how that all goes here in just a bit. First of all, let's talk temps for the rest of the day. And we are looking at 30s. We're pretty much going to be in the 30s most of the rest of the day. We'll gain a few more degrees over the next couple of hours with that sunshine, and then as we lose that, we'll level off and end up likely mid to upper 30s for our highs today. That's just a little bit above average, definitely cooler than we've been lately, so it will probably feel quite colder, but it is pretty typical January stuff that we're looking at for the rest of the day today. Notice how much that cloud cover thickens up as we get into the evening. That will add a little bit to the chill. So plan accordingly. You want to dress warm for any of your outdoor plans through your Friday evening. And here's how that cloud cover will kind of envelop the area over the next few hours. There you can see it really starts to push in the afternoon. And as we get toward sunset, will likely be mainly cloudy at that point. We get past sunset, you can kind of see that snow just lurking on the bottom edge of your screen. Then it starts to push in for places like Falls City, down around the Auburn area. You may get graced by a little bit of some snow showers, flurries. I don't expect anything that's all that impactful out of what we get this evening down in that direction. And in the metro, maybe we get a few flurries. I don't expect a whole lot more than that. You can see the bulk of that snow is off to our south, impacting the Kansas City, St. Joe area. If you are heading down there this weekend, do expect some snow accumulations for your drive as you get close to KC. But as far as what we see out of the system, this is the one we had been eyeing as the second system. This will be mostly a non-factor for us through the evening. We go through the night, we clear out, and then we'll start off tomorrow with some sunshine once again. Quickly cloud up and get another round of some light snow showers that will pull their way in as we get toward the middle of the day. And again, this does not look like a big deal. You can see how spotty these are on the model. This will be just a quick little burst of some snowflakes, and then those will quickly move out. Expect that about midday, maybe into the mid-afternoon is when we could see that, and then it should wrap up before we get to sunset for Saturday. Here's how Saturday overall unfolds. Start off 20s, end up with a high just above freezing, and it will be breezy alongside some of those little bursts of snow. So maybe a quick reduction of visibility as we see some of those quick rounds of snow move through. But again, nothing that looks like it's going to be a big problem for us on Saturday. Let's look at snowfall totals. So this is what we see tonight into the late evening and you see maybe just a quick coating if you're in places like Shenandoah, Falls City, and as you get closer to KC, you'll see those totals go up. But for our area, really not a big deal. Let's fast forward into tomorrow, and you see that we maybe add a 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch with everything that would be making its way through tomorrow. So just some quick flakes that will be making their way through over the next 48 hours. Nothing that you need to rearrange plans for. And the only other thing that you need to know is if you're going to be out and about tomorrow, in addition to those temps that most of the day will be in the 20s, they briefly get up into the 30s. We are going to get some gusts out of the northwest. They'll be up around 25, perhaps a little stronger. And with that being the case, that means the wind chill most of the day is going to be in the teens to 20s. So dress warm if you're planning to be out and about for the afternoon. This is going to be a little colder than we've been so far for the month of January. Sunday is definitely the best day of the weekend. We'll have a lot of sunshine, upper 30s for our highs. That's a lot of January temperatures that you're looking at right there. Sunday is kind of the point where things will start to push more toward warmer temps. Let me show you that 10-day forecast now. And look at Monday and Tuesday. Those are definitely the warmest days that we have on the horizon. Some low 50s for those days. Tuesday does look a little warmer on models, though we're holding back a little bit with a cloud cover looking like it could impact the warming a little bit. So as we make our way through Tuesday, still going to be pretty mild for those temps, just maybe not realizing our full potential with the clouds around. After that, we do get knocked down a little bit, back to the 30s for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We'll have to watch for maybe a system or two that tries to, again, bring some brief rounds of precip into the area. And it does look like we're holding on to some colder temperatures as we're making our way to the end of the 10-day. Maybe a little harder to shake the cold this time around as we get into next weekend. We'll have to see how that all plays out. But get another little wave of warmer temps for Monday and Tuesday before we get that return back to normal as we're heading into the latter days of the 10-day there. One more thing I will show you here real quick is where we've been so far, just for some context of how warm it has been as we've gone through the month of January. I have that graphic available here. Hold on. Yesterday we ended up at 41 degrees. That was one of our cooler days of the month so far. And here we go. So this is where we've been so far for the month of January. We don't show this on air a lot just because there's a lot of stuff going on this graphic and a lot of information to try to absorb in just a short amount of time. But you will find this on our website all the time. And it's a summary of where we've been for our temps through the course of the month. You can see what our warmest temperature has been, the coolest temp there across the top, how that compares to average. Look at that. Our month of January so far, we are 10.8 degrees above average. It has been warm so far this month. And also a number that stands out, no snowfall that is registered. We had some flakes that only amounted to a trace in the metro yesterday. So we are quite a bit behind on snowfall for this month. We're actually ahead of last year's pace, but behind the normal pace for snow at this point in the winter. And you can see how far above average a lot of those temperatures have been so far this month. Of course, we had the 67-degree record high on Wednesday. Really helps to push that average up, but it's been very warm. We'll be a little closer to average here going forward with just a couple more days that end up back above average. I think with that, we'll wrap things up. Again, a couple rounds of some light snow that could make their way through over the course of the weekend, but nothing that is worth rearranging any plans. Just plan on it being a colder weekend than what we've had recently. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Soak up some of that sunshine that's out there for now, and enjoy your weekend.